Hello, I'm Wolfy, and I have created a book called Wolves in War. I have not finished it, and today I will read chapter 1. It is a story about friendship, love, war, and treachery. Chapter 1. But Mother, I really want to go outside. Her mother snorted and looked down at her snowy white pup. She looked into her icy blue eyes. Tessara, I already told you, you can't go outside. It's snowing. Tessara jumped up and down. But why? She made her kawaii face, trying to convince her mother to let her go outside. Okami and her brother are outside. Her mother let out a sigh. Okami and Aiden are 6 moons old, and you are 2. Tessara let out a huff and curled up in her nest. Her mother called after her, Don't you dare even take a step out of the front entrance. She sulked and stared at the nursery wall before noticing that there was a small gap in it. She slowly and silently got up while her mother was burying her face in her tail to keep her warm. She silently crawled over to the wall, dug a small hole just small enough for her to slide through, and crawled out of the den. The cold pierced her pelt, causing her to shiver. She waddled through the snow towards her den mates, Okami and Aiden. Hey guys, she yelled out, and they whipped their heads around. Oh hey, Tessara, Okami said. Then she squinted. Wait, does your mother know you're outside? Tessara flattened her ears. Maybe. She said I couldn't take one paw step out of the front entrance, so I went out the back. Aiden sighed. Usual Tessara, always finding a way to get out of things. He looked down at her. That was smart, I must say. I probably wouldn't think of that. She grinned widely. Thanks, Aiden. I know I'm sneaky. Suddenly, yelps burst out from the entrance of camp. The leader, Kira, jumped down from her spot. It's the Shadow Pack! They're attacking! Tessara heard one of the guards yell. She looked behind her at the den. She wanted to go back inside, but she knew her mother would grab her and not let her fight. She wanted to fight. Very badly. Tessara let in a deep breath and jumped into battle. She weaved her way through the battling wolves who were scratching, clawing, and biting each other. This didn't mind her one bit. As she weaved through the crowd, she heard her mother's call and she instantly felt bad about leaving her. She took in a deep breath and ran towards her mother. Mother! Suddenly, she was snatched up. Take the pups! She heard a Shadow Pack wolf yell. Put me down! She squealed and wiggled in the wolf's jaws. Not a chance, the wolf grumbled at her. She let out a high-pitched squeal, and the wolf just flattened his ears. She still heard her mother screaming. Then her mother's eyes locked with hers. Tessara! She screamed and ran forward. The wolf jumped out of the way just in time, and her mother tumbled to the ground. Mother! She yelled, terrified. She tried to bite the wolf, but failed. This one would make a great warrior. Shadowpack Wolf snarled, taunting her mother. Shadowpack, retreat! We got what we wanted, now go! The wolf began to run, and she screamed at her. And she screamed for her mother. No, Tessara! As she tried to run forward, a pitch-black wolf leapt on top of her, pinning down as she tried to retrieve her pup. Then Tessara began to cry. The wolf stopped at the camp entrance. Confused, Tessara wiggled, but the jet black wolf just growled, and she stayed still. A gray and white wolf jumped atop of a stone, turning toward the battle party. Good job, Shadowpack, said the she-wolf on the stone, raising her voice above the others, talking men to quiet. We had a mission. We had a mission to get what we needed, and we got them. She noticed a few other pups in the jaws of the wolves, squirming and wiggling. The wolf waved her tail proudly. So, since we succeeded, tomorrow I will find their mentors. A great cheer ran throughout the pack, but Tessara and the other pups were terrified. What would they teach them? Would they turn them into vicious warriors? Would they teach them to steal pups also? And, lucky for us, they all look like Shadowpack wolves. Then, the wolf's eyes landed on Tessara. Well, almost all of them. She glared at Tessara like she could change her pelt color or something. She grinned. We would dye their pelts black. Sarah was shocked and squirmed in the wolf's grasp. Then she yelled, "Stop! You do not own us!" The pack looked at her for 3 seconds before bursting out into laughter. So did the leader. Once the laughter calmed down, the leader commented, "Well, pup, you have a good sense of humor. Too bad it won't be useful." The wolf smirked. "Well, let's stop standing here. We have better things to do than argue with pups. It's a lost cause." She let out a loud yelp to dismiss the pack, and they followed her inside of camp. She was surprised to see how civilized their camp was, unlike their actions. A large stone across from her overlooked the camp, and she noticed that there was a den under it. Probably for the leader, or maybe the deputy. There were multiple dens, all made from different substances. One was made out of bracken, swirled around a... What was that? The wolf walked by with her, and she peeked inside the den. "Oh, it's a tree stump. Neat, I guess." She also saw that there were multiple vines hanging down from a dangerous-looking stone. She saw small wolves, probably apprentices, lounging in their nests. One of the wolves, who happened to be jet black, looked at her in confusion. She glared at him and turned around. She realized that the wolf was walking towards a puddle, which happened to be jet black. "No, I don't want to be dyed!" she screamed in her mind. Then she was placed into the sludge. Darkness filled her vision. Her eyes burned and her lungs screamed for air. Suddenly, she was yanked out of the water right in time before she lost consciousness. There was a gasp, and she realized that the sludge fell off of her and plopped down back into the pool. She looked on her left and saw a wolf plunge a pup out of the water, who happened to be gray, but when she pulled him out, his pelt was jet black. "So why didn't that happen to me?" she thought. She realized now that the whole pack was staring at her. She wanted to yell at them, but she was shocked and confused. She realized that the other wolves were also. Tears fell from her eyes. She wanted to be home. She wanted to be safe. But instead of water, her tears were snowflakes. This confused her. The pack gasped another time. "She's a chosen one!" the leader yelled from the pack. Rock. Then the pack erupted into catastrophic confusion. Yells and squeals sounded around her, and wolves began running around. In the middle of it all, there stood a jet-black wolf, glaring at her with his icy blue eyes. He ran forward and grabbed her by the scruff. She growled, "What are you doing?" He ran towards the front entrance. "Taking you." Her eyes flung open in shock. "Where?" He looked down at her. "You're a chosen one," he said as he was running. "You have to stay safe as a stone of truth." Confused, she kept questioning him, but all he said was, "Stone of truth." Well, that concludes my video for today. I'll see you guys later.